Hey guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back. Today I want to do a full tutorial for you guys on how I make my earrings, okay? And here's one. It's hand beaded around the epoxy sticker and it is edged with rhinestones. Same with my Marilyn Monroe. Beaded rhinestones. And my Little Mermaid, just beat it around and she has different rhinestones. And for these, I just use felt on the back. And I am just gluing down with beading glue my studs. Normally, I would let them hang, but here lately I've been doing the studs. Okay, so that's what they look like. Just going to set them down. Now, my goodness, my head went blank, guys. The things you're going to need for this tutorial are, you're going to need your lacy stuff or your batting. I actually went to Joann's and found this thick felt, and it works just the same. Lacy's cost anywhere from $3 to $4. This cost me a little over $1, like $1.07, I believe. And it's the same quality. So you're going to need that to start off with, which I have my 2 pieces here. You're going to need your center pieces, and I'm just going to use 2 round pieces. It kind of resembles resin a little bit, but it's not. I bought them like this. The back is of course flat. So here's what those look like, and you're going to need 2. You're going to need E6000 to glue them down and to glue your studs. You will need your beads, of course, which I have here. I'm going to use these 2 colors. Excuse me. If you're going to edge them with rhinestones, you will need your rhinestones. I have these colors. I have the big, thick like this, and I also have the smaller ones like this. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use yet. You will need your thread, of course, and, excuse me, my beading needle. And this is just my needle case. A beading needle is just a regular sewing needle. If I can get it out here without poking myself because it hurts. And there's my needle. And of course you will need your scissors, and I have my beading scissors right here. You will need your beading tools. You're going to need your earring hooks. Rather you use the studs such as I have here, or you can use earring hooks, which they make various different kinds. They even have some smaller ones in that, but today I'm going to do, like I said, the studs. So I'm going to have my studs, and I'm going to show you what they look like. They look just like this, just plain little studs. So that's what we're going to be using today. So the first thing you're going to want to do, move my stuff out of the way, is you're going to want to take your E6000. You're going to open it, of course. And this stuff comes out really fast, so I don't like doing it all separate. So I'm just going to pull that off real fast. I'm going to put my E6000, not a lot, you don't need a lot, promise. And I'm going to close it right back up before I even press this down. This stuff smells horrible, guys. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Just going to kind of apply pressure, and I'm going to do the same to this one. Okay. I'm going to place it down. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not at this point. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let those sit for about 15 minutes or so. And I will come back as soon as they're done, and we'll get started, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Crystal. It's been 15 minutes. I went ahead and pulled my thread. You can work with as much thread as you're comfortable with because it is really simple to tie off and add more thread when you're doing these earrings. Because my thread isn't really high quality, I paid maybe $1 for it. I went ahead and took my beeswax and run my string through it a couple times. I put my ends together, tied a double knot, and I'm ready to go. The next thing I need to do is I need to decide what beads I want to use first and what color scheme I want to use. I'm wondering what two colors would be better. I really like the gray though. Alright, we'll just stick with our original colors, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to pour a couple of my beads out without making a mess, hopefully. This one's not as full, so. Okay. I'm going to set one of my earrings to the side so I'll have more room to work. Let's see if I can. Perfect. Okay, I hope you guys can see okay. So, you can see through my stuff here that I have my little piece glued on right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up through your felt, just like this, okay? You're going to pull your needle all the way until you have your knot, okay? I am going to pick up 6 beads. I work 6 by 6. You can work with 2 beads at a time, with 12 beads at a time, whatever you feel comfortable with. I feel that I do my work better with the 6. Okay, so I'm just going to pull my beads down. Let me move my camera, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe this will be a little easier for me this way. Okay, I'm going to pull my beads down. And I'm just going to wrap them around my middle piece. And I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go right back through my felt beside my last bead. And I'm just going to pull my string tight. And there I have my first part of my earring. Now what I'm fixing to do right now is called tacking. I have 3 beads here. In between these 2 beads here, you see how easy it is for it to move? I have to pull it tight again. I'm going to tack these down so it doesn't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up in between my 3rd bead, right here. You can see I'm behind the thread, the white thread. I'm going to pull my thread all the way through tight. And make sure it's tight, guys. And you can see the bridge here with the white thread. I'm just going to go over, so that way this thread is now going to be tacking down the thread that's holding my 6 beads together. And I'm just going to pull tight. And now those are pretty secure, they're not going to go anywhere. And we're going to just continue doing this. You need to try to get as close as you can to your last bead, so that way there's not any gaps, okay? And once again, I'm going to pick up my 6 beads. And I'm going to just drop them down. I'm going to go in right beside it. And pull my thread tight. Then once again I'm going to tack it. So I'm going to come up in between my 3 beads. Pull tight. I'm going to go over that bridge. Back down. And pull my thread through. And this is what the back looks like so far. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and I'm going to trim these 2 little tails off, so that way the more I start going around, the less I am to actually sew those down on the back. You don't have to do that, but that's just something that I like to do. Got my needle in. Okay. So we're just going to continue going all the way around, and I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time for you guys, okay? I'm going to come up beside my last bead. I'm going to pull my string tight. I'm going to pick up my 6 beads. I'm going to drop them down. Wrap them around. Pull it tight so I can. And I'm just going to go down. And I'm going to come up between my 3rd beads. And over. Just to tack those 3 down. There you go. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my complete roll around, and I will be back to show you how I advance to my next level. Alright guys, welcome back. I finished my complete round first row, and this is what the back looks like. You can see I am back where I started. So, just to go to my second row, the only thing I'm going to do, I'm coming out right here, so I'm just going to come up one little level. Just enough space, enough to where, you know, a bead could fit. And I'm just going to pull it tight. And you're just going to start your next row. You're going to continue, pick up 6 beads. I'm going to go this way this time. I'm just going to pull it, back it up, make sure it's tight. It's the same process as your first row. I'm going to go in between my 3 beads. Excuse me. Go in between my 3 beads. Go over my little bridge and back down. And pull it tight. And there it is. I'll do it one more time. I'm going to come up close beside my bead. Pull it out. Pick up my 6. I'm going to push them down. And wrap them around. I was supposed to be going the other way, I know, but it's okay. Make sure to tie up against your others. And just place it down. Pull. I'm going to go in between my 3 beads. Over the bridge there, and just pull it tight. And there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row, guys, and I will come back and I will show you how I adhere it to my other piece of felt, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I went ahead and finished up one of my earrings. This is what it's going to look like once it's done. I already done my rhinestone edging, and this is the back. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I cut around and got all of my excess I can't think of the word of what it's called, felt off, without cutting too close because you don't want to cut the strings that hold your beads on. Okay, so I have my rhinestones. I'm just going to place my rhinestones on the side. I'm sorry guys, it's kind of hard to work with the camera right in front of me, so just bear with me. Okay, I'm going to come through the back. I gotta kind of find, okay, I gotta kind of find where the top's at. Okay, there we go. I'm going to come to the very back, and you want to come underneath your rows. You see how I'm in between both of them there? Okay, let me pull my thread around so it doesn't get caught. And here's how you're going to do that. I'm going to pull my thread tight. I've already got it knotted in the back, so it's going to catch. Okay, and then I'm going to pull my string in between these two beads here and over the bridge on my rhinestones. And I'm just going to come to the next one. I'm going to come through the second in between the two rows, pull my thread tight, and I'm going to go between the two beads so my thread hides, and I'm going to go over that bridge of the rhinestones. And once again, it's really easy once you get the hang of it. In between the two beads and over the bridge of my rhinestone. Let me check my back and make sure I'm getting them pretty tight. Okay, pull my thread between my beads. And it's just a continuous thing. It shouldn't take that long for you to get it done. It happens fairly quickly. The rhinestones are starting to stick to my felt. Stuck. Hang on guys, I'm going to take this off camera so I can unstick it hopefully. It's caught on the edge. Okay. There we go. Up between the two beads, over the bridge of my rhinestone, and on to the next one. Oops, I just poked myself. In between the two sets of beads, pull your string tight, go between two beads and go over the bridge, the rhinestones, and just repeat. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I got it completely done. So I'm just going to cut it from this end down here, so that way I have enough play with my string to where I can tie it down. And I'm just going to put it in a knot. If I can see, I'm sorry guys, it's hard for me to see around the camera being in front of me. Okay. It's getting caught on the rhinestones. have my other little strings hanging because I didn't trim them earlier, so let me get back here and trim those down real fast. Sorry guys, because I can't see in front of the camera. And I want to make sure I click the right string, because if not, then I'd be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, that's good enough. Alright, so there's my rhinestones. I went ahead and completely finished it. So my earrings are almost done. Here comes the important part. Okay, the backing. You can either A, dangle these, or you can B, use the studs, which is what I'm going to do. Sometimes I like to put the studs on the inside of my earring, so that way you can't see the silver part. But here lately, it hasn't really bothered me. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my E6000. This is kind of hard because you have to be able to know. You don't want to glue your earring like this and the chevron be going to the side. You have to kind of eyeball it to make sure you got it going the right way, okay? So I'm going to open my E6000 really quick. Because remember, it comes out super fast. I'm going to put a little bit on there. Close it back up. I'm going to take my earring and just... See, it's crooked. Needs to be over there. Okay, so I'm going to let that one glue down. And like I said, about 15-20 minutes. Or if you feel comfortable letting it dry overnight, you can let it dry overnight. And this one, it's crooked as well. Okay. I'm sorry guys, it's so hard for me to be able to see. The E6000 dries clear, so I guess that's a good thing. Normally my earrings aren't this messy. It's just really hard to do everything with it. Perfect. Let me make sure that's a little off-centered. I'm going to add a little more glue to that one too once I moved it around. This E6000 is wonderful. I love it. There we go. Okay, and I will just let them guys dry for about 20 minutes. And then you have your earrings, guys. So I hope you liked my tutorial, and I hope to see you back soon. Thanks.